Alright, what's up, guys? So, Four Souls has uploaded a video titled Sharing Our Paranormal Experiences. I'm trying to think, I can't think of any, things that's happened to me that's been scary or, ghost or any of that stuff. Nah, I think I'm in the clear. I truly do. But and then watch, I'm, speaking too soon. Next thing you know, whole table done flipped. I've had crazy dreams before where it's paranormal dreams. Like the one dream that I can't think of was in the dream, so I'm recording a YouTube video. I get at my stairs and I lifted the camera up. I'm standing at the stairs, but in the dream I am myself. So I'm holding the camera and I'm looking up and I'm looking at myself holding a camera at me. Then when I put the camera down, then I wasn't there. Lift the camera up, then I was there. So I remember in the dream, I took off running to my room, and then there was just these loud bangs, louder than a mom and a when you know how moms be banging on doors early in the morning and you gotta go to school, louder than that. It was some demonic banging, and yeah, I was that was probably the craziest dream I had to say I've had since moving here. I've had other crazy dreams, but if paranormal dream, that was a dream I'm bruh, that could honestly be in the movie. I think it was in the movie. I think it was a scene like that happened in House on Haunted Hills, and it was the 90s version. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Hey, everybody that has subscribed to Four Souls and get them to 100 subscribers, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Still continue subscribing to them. Even though I was blowing it up to go to get them to 100, but I'm nah, these guys deserve more than that. But anyways, let's get into this video.
Hello, everybody. So
let me make sure everything's recording.
I'm wearing pain clothes and her.
Okay, it's good.
Old grandma or old person. I got too lazy to change. That's why they're all changed. She got too lazy to shower. That's why her hair left.
I showered before I went to bed, so it's not bedtime yet.
Alright, besides that, we're gonna share our personal ghost experiences. Alright, so this is not a ghost experience. I'm shooting this off my phone, so if the audio is not as good or the camera quality is not as good, we apologize to our 100 subscribers. Woo! Anyways, who wants to go first? Alright, so this story happened before we were all born. This is our.
No, I think we're solo.
Oh yeah.
No, I think mom was pregnant with me.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So that is kind of our story.
Oh, if we're talking, yeah, I remember my mom. She did say, I don't think I was here yet, but I think she did say that there was a time where she had some balloons up. I don't know if it was for her birthday. I think my sister might have been born at the time. But she said that the balloon made its way. So I guess the way that the place that she had lived at the times, the way that the balloon came in, the balloon had to turn and go into her room and stuff. So she said the balloon turned, went in the room and was just hovering over her. And I think she did say later on or at some point in time, somebody, it was because I think they live in an apartment, and she said that a person, some random neighbor had told her that a person died either inside their apartment or at just the apartment building and stuff. I'm that is wild. Do you understand? I would have packed my stuff. You're sitting there laying there looking at the balloon. I would have packed my stuff and left. I'm I'm not gonna stay here. This balloon's hovering over me. I've seen it one too many times to know that, and if the balloon's red, I'm that's not good. So
I guess.
Yeah, we're taking credit, but this happened to our dad. He used to work at he used to work in Red Robin.
So from what I remembered, our
Them
dad
telling us.
telling us that he worked at a dishwashing. He was a dishwasher, right?
Oh yeah.
Red Robin. So he would go there at night and do the dishes when the store was closed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
so
that.
It was super late at night.
I gotta have people there with
pitch
me.
black outside, and so he said that he was driving to his work.
Yeah, it was the middle of winter too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very cold outside.
Yeah,
Mm.
so he just saw this lady on the side of the road, super tall, really slim, wearing a
almost-
white dress, super pale. So he kind of freaked out a little bit. He got scared,
yeah,
so he kind
no.
of swerved. When he saw that mirror thing, there was no one there. So
Oh nah.
She basically just disappeared out of nowhere. So he was scared the rest of the night. He
Oh, rightfully
went to
so.
work. He just watched quickly and left. And ever since that, he was like scared to go by himself.
Well, actually, it wasn't even that winter time because I remember him saying it was like around Halloween because when he came into the job to open, there was that big skeleton hanging through.
Oh, I
But
do.
it was a prop like for Halloween, but he remembers being like really scared of that because he came in and didn't expect it. Remember that? So,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
nah,
so it
that's
wasn't
scary.
It was actually,
like around fall, yeah.
yeah,
Halloween.
Halloween.
And then he got complaints the next day because he tried hurrying up on the job and he didn't wash the dishes good enough apparently.
Oh
So
my god.
So
I'm like, it is. I'm like, do you not realize there's like 7 feet tall women that's just disappearing for some odd reason? No, I'm like, yeah, I think I definitely got into the painting business if, because at least then, you know, you could do that stuff during the day. I'm like, they forcing you to come in at night. I'm like, you guys, I can't like come in during the day and wash the dishes. Like, I have to come in at night. Like, nah, man. At least have it where there's like multiple people there, so I'm like, other people can see what's going on, and it's not just me. So I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
The first house that we all lived in and stuff, we were very young, and one time we were adventuring, and my dad went into the attic. He found like
No, we went to the garage, remember?
the garage attic area, like up
Yeah.
there.
And then,
Mm.
so in our garage, that we had, there was like a room upstairs, but it was
No one ever checked it.
yeah, so it was just there. And then I think my dad and a friend
Got curious.
got curious, grabbed a ladder, and then they went up there, and they just came down with like a box. Was it a box?
I think it was a box. And it was
What was that?
pictures.
Didn't they just say that there's like one of their favorite scary movies was Sinister? I would not. Nah, I'm like I'm not gonna touch. After seeing that movie and I find like some old belongings that I'm like I'm not touching it. I'm like that's just gonna be there forever. I'm like, but I'm not touching it. I'm not looking at no photos, watching no videos, none of that. Like I wouldn't be involved.
And then what we were most excited about was this very tall doll,
Human size.
like
Life size, yeah,
three
life-
foot.
Yeah, like a life-size Barbie doll.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we were so excited. She was beautiful. We were
Oh,
kids, so
in a
we
wedding dress.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
we were having fun playing with it. We loved it. We played dolls and all that stuff. So my dad, he was in his room watching a soccer game, and me, Damaris were outside playing with a friend that came over. So there was 3 people at the house, which was 4 people. My dad, me, Damaris, and a friend. So the kids were outside playing. My dad was watching soccer inside by himself, and after we were out there for a long time. Then he hears shaking, like someone was trying to get into the room he was in. So he was like, "Come in." He thought we were trying to
Oh
go
wow.
see what he was doing or something. And so he was telling us to come in. No one came. A couple minutes go by. He hears it, but it goes stronger.
That
And
is.
So he was getting a little annoyed because, like, why aren't they coming in? On the 3rd time, it was really loud. He got so mad. He got up to check who it was, and there was no one there.
Oh.
He looked down into the hallway. All he sees is the doll right there, like sitting on the couch at the end of the
That's-
hall. And
Annabelle's
outside,
distant cousin
asked
Susan.
us, "What
I
are we
left the
doing?
house.
Why are we trying to get into the room? And why are we annoying him, basically?" And we were like, "We've been outside this whole time. We haven't been inside at all." And when we went inside, we noticed that the doll was moved. She wasn't in the place where we put her, because we put her on a couch.
Like a
This-
bigger couch towards the window.
Okay, so there's a big window,
That
there's a big
is
couch.
scary.
So that's where we left her. But when we came in, she was on the other side of the couch,
Looking towards the hallway.
looking into the hallway
Nah.
where he was at.
So
Once when I put 2 and 2 together, them guys would like if I had been their dad, those guys would like came from wherever they were coming from, backyard, street, wherever, and they had just seen me with just like 2 bags walk into the car, just opening up the trunk, throwing the bag, slamming. I'm like, we're leaving. This house isn't ours. This house. I'm like, we're staying in the wrong house. I'm sorry. Like I know y'all's like done made friends and all of that, but yeah, say goodbye to that friend because we are not coming back to this house. That is scary. That's something I'm like, I definitely wouldn't have. If they had that doll still till this day, I've been like, can we like, can I be that friend and we could just stay outside? like and not go in the house?
we can't really remember too clearly, but there was quite a bit of experiences with that doll, to the point where like after that happened, like we told everyone. Everyone decided that something was up with the doll.
Yeah.
So we threw it outside and just beat it up. Yeah, we had like a neighbor come by that was our friend, so we were just beating up the doll, like, running it over with a bike and stuff. So I mean, someone ended up taking it, so luckily we didn't have it anymore. But I really don't know what was up with that. I still don't know to this day.
I could just see, I could see like 8-year-old like Denise, Damaris, Priscilla. They just all just read it outside, just beating on the doll, stumping it out. Then there's just 8-year-old me like, huh, something don't seem right over there. But I hope, you know, whatever they're doing, I hope they succeed. But I don't know. Probably like, I don't know, kid me probably would have been like, how can I like been Googling up like how can I start a fire like at home and things without setting the house on fire. I'd be like, nah, that doll has to burn up. I definitely like went just threw it in the fireplace and just, but see, that's, I'm like, nah, because after watching like the Conjuring movies and then they said like that just makes everything worse. So I'm like, I just would like, yeah, just beat it up, just whatever demonic thing that's possessed that doll. I'm like, nah, that's like, yeah, it just let you know, like, I got hands and I will fight you. So
we're gonna we're still going by a time lapse. We're gonna stick around that like age range from when we were growing up as kids. So our dad's brother lived with us in that house for like a short time, and then throughout growing up, like he's always had, I think, like kind of like weird experiences, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And then
my
we
dad
started,
and him.
Yeah, so then we started feeling like we were being watched most times at that house. Like it wasn't always, but I mean we were kids, so I think it was more innocent. We were just trying to have fun. And then there was this one time where I think it was nighttime, so everyone was already asleep, but he was walking around the kitchen. Okay, so he was sleeping in his room at that time, and then he was gonna walk towards the kitchen, and right before you get to the kitchen, there's like a dining room. So there was just a big window, there was no curtains in the dining room, and even us as kids, we used to think that place was creepy, you know. We liked the dining room, but you like look always to your right, you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
you
it was
always
felt watched.
Super cold. Do you guys remember
Oh
that?
yeah, it was freezing in there.
Oh, I actually do.
Like walking by at night, you always felt watched in that little area. It's,
Yeah, so then at this time he
gotta
had
leave that house
just
too.
like walked towards the kitchen, and then when he looked to the side of his his
So
eye,
it'd be like his right.
yeah, on his right side, he saw like a little face in one of the windows because he had a lot of squares in this window. He saw like a little face like looking inside.
that is,
And like
that's
think
creepy,
there wasn't
man.
even much to it. I don't remember what he said after that. We just
No.
remember that's
But
what
he was a
saw.
scary cat though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after he told like us that, obviously we started like being more cautious and not wanting to walk
Oh,
past
yeah.
at nighttime and stuff like that.
And now, transition to our other house.
there was this dark hallway in the middle of the night. No one ever
Oh,
liked
I
going
already
through it.
What's up with all these like scary houses that they're staying at? I'm like, you guys can't find a house where it's like, you know, you're walking down the hallway and then there's just $10 just sitting there. Like, not like a door gotta slam or like a dog gotta like be going at it like at a door handle. I'm like, man, that's scary. That is legit scary.
Oh, I hate this house, bro.
So in the hallway, there was a giant mirror, but you always just felt eerie walking by, especially at night because the floor is very creaky. So it was very bad vibes, bro. You're like so bad. So everyone always went to the bathroom at night. No. Before going to bed, so they don't have to go there at night. It was like that bad.
Oh, yeah.
No one wanted.
And even if I did go to the bathroom, like I would try to like run or not even try to look in the living room. I was always like almost like this, bro. I
Yeah.
was running into my room.
I would too.
The bathroom was like across my room. I
Yeah.
used to take my phone with the flashlight.
Oh, me too. There was
Yeah.
no hallway light. I was always
Bro.
on my phone.
Imagine how brave I was. I slept in the living room. Bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no,
Did you really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
slept in the living room.
Well, after a while.
Well, because I loved her. I used to sleep with her.
Yeah.
So
I have to
after
say, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, it was scary. Oh, what, you know, it wasn't, like, really, like, scary, because then when I figured out what it was, I'm like, oh, like, man, I thought, like, something was trying to come through the chimney, but, so we had, like, these, like, metal, like, vented, like, chimneys and stuff, and, like, at this, like, apartment that I used to live at, like, before I lived here, and the like one of those, like, you know, those like a woodpecker, I think that's what they call it, woodpecking like bird, it would go at it on that chimney. It had sound so scary. Like, yeah, 9-year-old me was like, nah, I'm staying in like the bedroom, because it was a 1-bedroom apartment. So I was like, nah, I'm staying in that bedroom the whole time, closing the door. If I gotta bring a bunch of snacks and like a bunch of other things in there, I'll do that. But I was like, I was not staying in that area because it was in the living room area. So I'm like, I'm not doing that by myself. And then it was when the news, because we did get like newspapers. I don't know why the newspaper person, like, they can't just like, just toss it. This dude is like throwing the newspaper. And I remember there was a day because me and my sisters would like sleep in the living room and just be watching TV and stuff. And you would just hear like this loud noise just go off on the door, and I'm like, why does he have to? Then when I figure out what it was, because I think I had looked out one day and just see a dude on the bike with a bunch of newspapers. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. He's just like thinking he's trying out for a baseball team. I'm like, bro, you ain't gotta throw the newspaper that hard. Like, if you throw it any harder, it's like it ain't gonna make us go for the newspaper more. It's like we're just gonna look at you like, bro, chill out. Like, it ain't that serious. But
left that. Oh, screw that. I want to be independent. So I just went in the living room.
So when we started moving into the house, everything was normal. We had our friends over and they were helping us move and stuff. Another one of my dad's brothers came over, and he was just kind of, I guess, a little quiet at first, and after a while he was just saying how he's seen that house before, and he said it was in his dreams that, and then we were just staring.
Yeah.
I can't speak right now.
It was like one of those nights where we're with the family, we're having deep conversations, or like we're sharing stories and stuff like that.
I think our family thing's always been ghost stories too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's always been because our grandpa, he's always had like
A lot of paranormal experiences.
yeah, always.
That's crazy.
So we've always grown up with ghost stories and like always had like fun nights where we're just talking about ghosts for hours, not trying to go to sleep because we just want to hear them.
Yeah, he's like Denise said, he was kind of quiet, and then he said, okay, well, I saw this house before, and then he mentioned, so we're kind of like, okay, he drove by it, right?
And then he got up, walked to a wall. He was like, in my dream, I saw there was like a portal right here. He pointed to the exact area. He was saying how, what was he saying about the portal?
He just said that in his dream he just remembers seeing this like open like kind of like a hole, I guess, that he can only explain that as like a portal to something. But he remembers seeing it in a dream where he just saw the house in the hallway that we always felt creeped out, like
That's
past. And it was just like a.
I've been like on the other side, just making sure I did not come in contact with that wall.
Yeah, he couldn't explain it. Yeah, he couldn't explain it, but he did say there was like. Yeah, just bad
vibes, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when we like told him, okay, but every time we walk by this area, we always feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then we told him that we can't walk by at night. We just are scared.
Yeah.
I can see if I've been like that, like the fifth, the fifth sibling. Them guys were just like, they just heard like loud footsteps running and then just a loud rolling noise and then just more running, and then they've been like, what is that? I'm like, every time when I run past that wall, I barrel roll. So I'm like, whatever is gonna grab me, you're gonna have to grab me like mid barrel roll, because I'm like, I'm not gonna like go like, nah, that's scary. That is some scary. No, I guess I can relate to the dream stuff. It wasn't so much as that it was scary, but there was at a time where I had a dream when I was a kid, and then I ended up seeing like that very same thing like years later. So there's so in the dream, it was like, I'm telling you, I can honestly do like just a whole series on some of the most weirdest dreams. I just had a weird dream. What was that dream about? It was like, yeah, I had a weird dream last night where I was opening up a pizza restaurant with Will Smith. I kid you guys not, my dreams are so weird. It makes no sense. But anyways, yeah, I guess that's gonna happen in the near future. But so in the dream that I had when I was a kid, I was in like old apartments, the last apartments that I had lived at, and so for some reason there was like these bats that just came like flying around like inside the apartment. It made no sense, but if the bats like touched you, you would freeze, like you could not move and stuff. So like, yeah, I was like, thought that was a weird dream, and then I remember like right after that dream, I had a dream about Freddy Krueger. I did survive in that dream. He didn't kill me. But anyways. So, like, years pass on, I'm in high school, and I'm playing this video game. Like, like, most of you guys might know what this game is, but Mass Effect 2. So, there was a level in Mass Effect 2 where it wasn't bats, but it was these, like, bird like alien. It was like these like alien like bats. Like they wasn't like bats, but they were like green bats pretty much. And in the game, they were like flying around, and when they touched a person, freezes them. And I remember I was playing it, and I'm like, this just seems way too familiar. And I'm like, in Mass Effect 1 hadn't even came out yet. Like I think I was like 8 or 9 when I had that dream. Mass Effect 1 hadn't even came out yet. I think Mass Effect didn't even come out until I was like in middle school. So I'm like, how did I have this dream? How did I predict this or like know of this and things? And so yeah, once I started sitting down thinking about it, I'm like, yo, I had a dream about this and just came all back to me. Not scary, but I thought that was weird.
Two friends sleeping over, and then
So they were sleeping in the living room.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Obviously, we
yeah.
have our own rooms at the end of the other side of the house.
and so when we all woke up, we went to like go hang out with them,
Go eat breakfast.
and and then while we were eating breakfast, our friend, he said,
Like, what were you listening to last
Oh,
night?
yeah,
Or in
yeah.
the morning?
Oh.
In the morning.
was it in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
it was at night.
Yeah, he asked, what were you listening to in the morning? And so like nothing, I was sleeping, like kind of just woke up, right? And then he said, okay, because I heard gospel music coming out that hallway.
Yeah, he was like, it was very loud. Like, he's surprised no one got out of the room, but
Yeah.
he just heard music right there in that like little hallway
Yeah,
area.
he said like gospel music, so that was really like.
Yeah, really loud too. So we
That's
were, like,
crazy.
None of us
so
heard nothing.
confused. We heard nothing. We were sleeping normal.
So I guess this these same two friends were with us. We were at the store grabbing like snacks and movies.
We were gonna have a movie night.
Yeah, so we were just like hanging out at the store, and then we got a call from our mom, and she was crying on the phone with him, and he was a lot younger than.
Yeah,
Really?
we were like,
Oh,
okay,
bro.
what the heck is going on?
Yeah,
you
so
know?
we heard them crying. We're like, "What's going on?" Like, calm down. Try like. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
we
couldn't
thought
hear
someone
them.
broke in or something.
Yeah, we couldn't hear them, so we're like, "What's going on?" They start to explain that they started hearing
A moan.
a moaning or a crying in the
In the
house.
hallway.
Yeah.
In that freaking hallway, dude.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
chills, too.
I was hanging out in the living room actually. I was playing
Was it in the
G.
living room?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I was cause mom was folding clothes. I think in her
Oh, yeah.
room.
I can just see right now, like, I'm getting a place and I tell these guys, I'm like, oh yeah, we should just, all have like a get together and things. And, just, I'll make dinner. I'll make like some, vegan food. And then we just, have like ourselves like a movie night at my place. And they're all like, oh, what's the address? Like, tell us. And I text them the address and they're all like, you have to, that's that, remember that paranormal experience video? That's that house. Do you understand? I would have just like, there had been like a neighbor's like security camera across the street. I just like went through a window and just left. I'm like, nah, I can't. That house, I'm like, I don't care what happens to the house, but I'm like, God, that's like, houses like that just needs to be torn down. I don't care. I'm like, honestly, that would be my TV show, tearing down haunted houses. I don't care if it's a person, they just say like something slightly moved. The whole house got to go down.
Oh, yeah, and I was just in the living room playing GTA 4. I was getting like creeped out because I keep on felt like I was getting stared at. So I went in the room. I like ran to the room, my little pussy ass ran to the room.
No, I
And
would
after,
have
like,
too.
5 minutes later, I remember the same exact sound. Like it was engraved in my head. It was like, ooh. It sounds like a cartoon though.
So it was like in the house.
It was inside the house.
In the hallway, right next to
In the hallway. And it was, like there was an entrance to the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was right there. It sounded like right by your guys' room. It sounded like it's coming right there. And me and mom looked at each other. And we heard it again, but it was a bit more faint. I don't know why I remember this so clearly.
That's scary.
But then I was like, I think somebody's in the house. And it started breaking down. Mom was like, shh, shh, shh. And I was like nestled around her. And after she called them. And after we heard it again, it was 3 times I remember.
It was 3 times.
And kind of an odd number because 3 times is like the demon number, like 3M, I guess. But it was 3 times. And then after like 20 minutes later, they finally gone. We're like, I don't care about them. Like, and after they all came home, I started explaining what happened.
Yeah, they were all just so scared in the room. They didn't even want to get out.
No,
Nah, I
I'm
wouldn't.
like, dude, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
And this same house, like, we ended up having like a lot of family problems in this house, and like
Anger issues.
a lot of anger issues, depression, and just everyone never got along. No one wanted to be in there. Like, we all started wanting to like get jobs and like you know, failing at school, and like everything just went wrong in this house. You know, the whole family.
Very bad energy.
Yeah, so like,
super bad.
Everything was just wrong. Like nothing ever felt right. Like the family was bad. Like the whole situation of just staying in the house, being even in a room alone, you just felt like something was off. You know, and nothing ever felt.
It's
like
definitely it sounds like it kind of reminds me of like The Conjuring 2, where it's like, you know, who like whatever was there like didn't want you at that house. So they're like, if I gotta break this whole family apart like one by one and stuff, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, I'm like, whoever you are, you can have this house. I don't want it. I'm like, this has been your house since day one. I'm like, so.
The house where Priscilla was very aggressive and attacked Zach.
Oh,
Me and her
bro.
have
Oh, in
gone
the video.
Bro, we talked about it in the last video where we like got like, I think we don't like physically like punch each other, but like the times that there was like more aggressive like fighting, that wasn't like punching, but you know, grabbing and like pulling each other. Well, maybe
No,
you
me
guys
and her
were
did
punching.
get in a fight. So
Yeah, so there was only 2 fights in our family, and it happened to be at this house. Actually, now that you mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, so like we said, we were short-tempered.
Oh,
We always got in arguments all the time.
Yeah. I think it was you two, right?
Yeah, so it was
It
Priscilla
was
and
always
Denise,
me.
fighting at one to like physically, and then
Dang.
Priscilla and Zach almost like every day. It's like,
But now it's like there's this point
That's
where
crazy.
we went to a garage sale, we found a hammock, and we're like, oh, dope! So it was like those hammocks that have like a little stand. So we put it outside, obviously not inside. Inside. But we put it outside, and we would just stay out there for like a while. Usually everyone was together, but there was this point where we were gonna go to the store. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna chill outside for a while. And it was at night, and I was there, I think on my phone, I'm guessing. After a while, I just hear Zach saying, Denise, let's go. Like, it sounds so clear. So right at the door, the dining room's right there, and the hammock was outside. So it sounded like he was in the dining room. So I'm like, okay. I got up, I looked around, I don't see Zach there, and so I'm like, where's Zach? Are we leaving? Because everyone's still sitting, no one's getting ready to go. So I'm like, I thought we were going. They were like, no, we didn't tell you we're going anywhere at the moment. And I was confused because Zach just told me, let's go. And I told him, like, but Zach just told me, like we're going to the store right now.
That
I
is-
And I think he was in the room, like another side of the house. And
Yeah.
That- oh,
I never
nah.
told you, let's go.
and
That is
I started
scary.
getting creeped out because
No, like
Zach told me, let's go. He was right there at the door where I was, like, outside. So I was scared because he was in the other room.
bruh.
I feel like that's like on a whole nother level of haunting, to be able to mimic a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I could probably mimic how I
That's kind
sounded.
of demonic though. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for real.
Ooh.
Now thinking about that outside section, so we used to have a lot of like animals, and
Oh.
I remember having guinea pigs and bunnies, and Denise had the guinea pigs, I had the bunnies, and every time we had to clean their cage, it was outside. But we used to stand guard for each other because we didn't want to stay outside alone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like we used to just like show up and then like to clean it, and then we're like, hey, can you help me like clean it? But not like physically help, but like just to stand there and watch. Like
Yeah, keep watch.
yeah,
you
we
know?
didn't ever want to be alone. We're just stand there.
Yeah, I had like a Bible and some
And
like
now
holy
thinking
water
about it,
like prepared
I
to like
think
throw
we
it.
litter at 3 a.m. with no problems. Right now,
I know.
like I go out, I could probably like sit there like on
Oh,
my
yeah.
phone, no problem.
Yeah, we live in the ghetto too.
Yeah,
It still feels way
we
better.
live in
than
the
that house.
ghetto.
Yeah, it feels way better here than
I
it
know.
ever did over there.
Wait, didn't one of you guys see a shadow in the shower?
Yeah, that's what she was. Yeah. So, again, this one was a little bit like I guess different because I've always said that I don't know like if I know 100% sure if I believe in ghosts.
Yeah, but nobody into the freaking bathroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we can't lock the bathrooms because people want to go in the bathroom.
Mhm.
They had to go, they had to go in. So every time the door was unlocked, like one time I was showering and I remember seeing like a shadow, like
Like a figure.
yeah, it was a figure that like
Yes.
walked kind of around like the front, but not like fully. And I remember seeing it, but I never like called out to who was it, you know? I
Like,
remember.
it's such a normal thing, actually.
Yeah, it's either because I remember it being normal or because it didn't feel right. But I remember
I don't
like.
think it didn't feel right. That's
Yeah,
what
because
told
I
me.
saw it, but like we're very short people. This was not a short figure. I don't. That's why I
Yes.
think I remember not calling out. Bro, that creeps me out, dude.
Dude,
We're
that's
very
like
short
scary.
people. I know around our heights and stuff. This one was not one of us, dude. So I
Yeah.
remember seeing this. I got out the shower. I was like, which one of you guys was in the bathroom? I started freaking out. I was like, who was in the bathroom? no one was in the bathroom. So I was just like, what was that? Why did I not even call out? Like usually, even though like it doesn't even matter who's in there,
That's
we're always
scary.
like, hey, who's in?
Or like
Yeah,
when
we're
somebody's
playing-
in there, like, I go pee pee. Like, that's what she usually says.
Yeah, so like it's just, yeah, I don't know. This house is just so like, dude, I'm so happy it got teared down. It actually did.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
turned into apartment complex.
Yeah,
Hey
so
bro, what if in Google Maps they still have old photos?
We don't know the address, do we?
Oh, I think no, you can, cause I remember I did that with my job, with my old job. They you could go back to like 2007, I think. They might have like changed it up now, but no, I remember it was like, cause my old job, they had like this area where it was like plants and grass and stuff, and now it's like it's like a coffee shop and it's just like a wall. But yeah, they yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
if we find the address or
We'll insert a clip.
well, if we can find a picture of it, we'll insert like the clip of the house. But it was like in a trailer park. And it was a really ugly yellow house, and it was like supposed to be the manager's house in the trailer park. I feel like for the most part, like there was creepy experiences that we remember very clearly, like those ones. There possibly is more, but I think that's kind of where everything ended off in that house.
Alright, we actually have no experiences in this house, so.
Oh yeah, that's
Good.
why everything felt so light and happy when we first got
Good.
here.
I was hoping that they didn't say anything, because I'm like, you guys invited me over. What if the ghost, like, because I'm saying if they would have like mentioned like any ghost in this house, I'm like, what if the ghost would have been racist? I'm like, you're gonna invite this black person into my house? Like, nah. That's what I'm like. You guys could like at least. I'm just saying, in the future, if you guys move to any place and I get invited, I'm like, just let me know if I'm gonna not, like, from now on, I think, like, that's what I am gonna do, like the day I, like, move out and things and get my own place. I'm asking questions. I'm searching up the address. I'm doing whatever research I can, like, look up and things of the place that I'm moving into, just so I know, like, there ain't no crazy stuff that's happened into that house.
It felt wrong. Everything felt like a house. It felt normal. Like I think this is the first house we've had that we haven't felt anything, because we've moved I think 3 times already,
Mm.
and this is like we're still gonna move again probably. So I'm like terrified that if the next house is gonna be like
Bad vibes, basically.
yeah, if it's
Yeah.
gonna be like haunted or I don't know. I don't like to say that we're haunted. I don't ever think that.
Yeah,
but-
because if we were haunted, we would have experience in this house. But we don't.
It's the property.
Hey, bro, I would be so mad
Yeah.
if we go to these haunted locations that everybody go to, we get attachments.
That's what. Oh yeah. So I was actually gonna mention that. That's why I'm kind of scared of going to the 2 haunted hotels, because I'm scared of getting attachments to the family. And
Yeah.
having to re-experience like
All the depression. And
depression, anger, like just,
Anger is the worst, dude.
yeah. It's just I just don't want to.
Yeah,
experience
watch.
Like that, but
There's gonna be a day where I'm like gonna be making a video, like lip is busted, black eye, glasses is like all cracked. You're like, Tyler, what happened? I'm like, look, I was just over at these guys' house, like their haunted house, like, or wherever, like if they ever do move. I was just sitting there, and Priscilla just, like, she just straight up put me in a UFC hold and was just punching me in the face. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, we were just chilling and things, and she just straight up just attacked me. I'm like, then watch. Then I'll, like, look up the house, and then I'll, like, 500 UFC fighters died in this house and things. So I'm like, oh, well, that's why she was angry and violent.
at the same time, I feel like we're in a much stronger state that I feel like we would be able to fight it off, and we have better coping mechanisms because we've learned from it. Hopefully, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
I think the only experience I've had is there was this time where I was, like we said, we could leave the house at night and we feel good outside. Like it feels normal, like nothing. So I forgot something in the car. I went to the car and I just was looking for. I forgot what I was looking for, but I was looking for something in my car. And then I hear like a dog who's like breathing, like panting, like, and I felt the air on my arm. So I got creeped out. I was like, ooh, dog,
Yes.
where? Like,
Why you gotta?
it felt like a big dog. And I look over and there's nothing. It felt like it was like in the back seat blowing on the back of my arm.
That's
so
crazy.
I got creeped out. I looked over because if it's a big dog, am I gonna get attacked?
Yeah.
Or
And
something.
why would it be in your car?
I don't know, but it felt like I didn't have time to process it. I just felt it. I heard it, and I looked over. So
I know this has like nothing to do with me. It's kind of like my own it's something that my dad had told me not too long ago. But he was saying, so in 2016, my grandfather, my dad's dad, had passed away, and so it was like, and that's the thing. I'm like, I don't expect him to like hunt me or like flip me or like throw me across the room because my grandfather, he was a pretty like loving dude. That's like somebody I have to say that's like inspired me to just be a good person, just to like everyone around me. I have to say that's probably like the only thing that he's like hunting me with is just being like happy and just loving towards people and stuff. So yeah, definitely he was like, yeah, hands down one of the like coolest people to be around. But my dad had told me that at his new place, and I think it's like just something like with him. I don't know if it's happening with him because it hasn't really happened to me and stuff. So that's why I'm like, if it does, I'm like, I'm not gonna be worried or like scared or anything. But he said like prior before his like my grandfather, his father's death, what that like to like get his attention or to get him to like step to the side so he could grab something, he would poke him in the back. And my dad was saying that at his new place, they like there's at times when he's in the kitchen like making food or something, and he said he feels like that same exact like poke in the back. And he said he was not worried. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing to be worried of. Like there's nothing to really be worried of because I'm like, yeah, it's like it's your father. He's just letting you know, like, hey, I'm like watching over you and stuff, so don't be worried and things. But yeah, I just I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. Like I can't think of anything's like haunting or scary. I do feel like that there was at a time where I just like I can like not like more so in my like head, but just like not out and about and things. But I felt like it was like a very like clear voice of my grandfather like telling me to be safe. And so that's why I'm like yeah, it's just something like that. It's just you don't really forget or like stop thinking of. And it's like, yeah, I'm like, all right, well, tell me to be safe, I'm gonna be safe. So
and there's nothing there, and so I ran up. I was scared to get out the car too.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that news, dude.
And I was like
yes.
freaked out. I'm like, dude, I just felt something on my arm, and there was like panting, like a dog. And then I didn't go back outside. You guys went to go check, but there's nothing. I think.
Actually, now that I think about it, going back to the first house that we had when we were kids, remember outside with our friends at like 2 a.m.?
Oh, when the lights went out, I was about to say that.
Okay, so I just remembered a story. So our next door neighbors both on both sides were like best friends. And at that time, we were always hanging out like at 2 a.m. I think we were getting ready to move. So
we were trying to like make the most memories those last days.
Yeah, so we were like up at like 2 a.m. possibly. We were just outside hanging out in the front. And then it wasn't a cold night. There was no winds. There was nothing.
It was the middle of summer, yeah.
Yeah, so then the lights went out. All the street lights. You like saw all of them go off. It was pitch black outside.
It was like a movie, like one by one.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's scary.
Like a movie hallway, honestly. That's what it felt like.
All in the hospital.
Yeah, so we were just hanging out. We were all like.
Oh, I think I remember like seeing a clip of that movie. I think I remember when I was like on Tumblr one time, like years ago. I was in high school and seeing that. I'm all like, yo, that looked like a good movie. I'm like, that's kind of scary though. You just run it and all the lights is just shutting down one by one.
And we were just hanging out. And then once we saw the streetlights go out, we started looking around. Everything was pitch black. There was no light.
Yeah, we didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah, so we're like, that's creepy. And then freaking like 10 seconds later, one streetlight goes on at the end of the freaking road. One of the friends saw something in the sky. We don't know. Actually, I can't even remember if he said it was like just fast or.
Yeah, he just said zoomed by, like in the sky.
Did he tell us?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, dude, did you guys see that in the sky? There's something just flew by. We were like, what?
I know. We're like, sorry. Yeah, we're like, maybe a shooting star. We're all
make a wish.
Yeah, so we were all just like, we didn't think it was anything of it, right? But then like when the light went on the end of the street, we saw one figure, and I didn't even really want to say it because I don't know if it was paranormal, but it was just one street light on at the end, and one person like showed up. We didn't see them at all. Obviously the lights were out, so we wouldn't have any.
Were they walking or were they just standing there?
They just stood there, right?
They stood there for a while. Then when they started walking, I think the lights went off again.
Oh, that reminds me. So no, this would be scary. Now I feel like that this is probably like the last like scary thing. This was either the like blackest person that like me and my mom has ever like driven past, or I don't know what it was. But anyway, so one morning, we're like, both of us were like, because we both caught like the same bus and things, so we're like, we're going like in, we're going to the parking ride, and then eventually get on the bus, but it's dark outside. So there's this like, these guys will know like which road I'm talking about, because it's that road like where it's like a big giant field on one side, and then there's like one that's like by the freeway, and then it's like another giant field. So we were like driving. I think if these guys are like ever in the area and they like ask me like, so where was that like dark figure at, and I'm like, I'll tell them. But anyways, there was one morning, so there's this like sharp turn that you go past, and there is a bus stop there. So I'm all like, yo, that just had to just been like an extremely like dark person just standing there. I'm like, bro, you should not be like wearing all black. Like I'm telling you, I didn't see a face, I didn't see nothing, but we're like turning the corner and we see like something like hurry up and get out of the way. Like it was in the street and it just hurry up and move. And I seen it. I know. I was just like, because I sometimes be on my phone, like, like sending out messages or flipping through some music. But I had looked up and I seen something dark and I just kind of looked. And then my mom was all like, you seen that, right? I'm not like, just drive. I'm like, we ain't gonna do this. I'm like, just drive. You stop this car, guaranteed I'm getting out of the car and I'm running for my life. We are not, we ain't doing this. So I'm like, that was kind of weird. Could not see the person's face, none of that. And I'm all like, bro, you should not be wearing all black when it's dark out. Like, I understand, like, black is like a good, like, just type of clothing. That's why I'm like, I wear like some like loud colored shoes. So at least you can at least see something of me if I am wearing all black, but or like something on it. It was literally this dude, black hat, black face, black body, black everything. And I'm like, first and last time everything. I lived in this area for like since I was like 9 years old. And so I'm like, never seen that before. And I'm like, that is some weird stuff.
All of us, we were like, dude, it's moving.
Yeah, so we all started freaking out. We're like, bro, it's moving. And then like right when the streetlights went on, like after a little while, it did end up going back on. Me and I think one of the friends went down with our bikes.
No, I think we got distracted. I think we were all like freaking out, saying it's moving, and we would look back, it's gone.
Yeah. So
that's
like,
crazy.
It disappeared out of nowhere. We didn't see where it went. There's no way we wouldn't have seen it. I think there wasn't nothing in the way where we would have been distracted. Not a car, not a tree, nothing. And the house was a little too far to the right, so we wouldn't have seen that. But yeah, it like disappeared, and then me and one.
That's crazy.
Like not all the way, but towards like halfway, just to see if we could have seen anything, but nothing was there.
I think that's all our experiences.
I feel like that's kind of the majority. Oh wait, the apartment we just worked at. Literally 4 days ago. So we worked in a house on Monday. Nothing spooky about this place. We've had like some places where we work at where it feels like weird, but this one
nothing
was
ever
fine.
happens. Yeah. We were fine.
I was even left alone in this one. I didn't feel anything. Yeah, so it was like late at night. We were like, this is one of the later jobs we had, and we were like cleaning up, and it was me and Priscilla. Like I was by a refrigerator, like stove area. Priscilla was like by like one just like place. She was painting, I think. Denise was by the door, and Zach was.
I was behind.
Yeah, Denise was. Zach was behind Denise by the bathroom. In the front door, we do know that this old lady was pretty annoying across like the hallway. Yeah, we've already met this older woman, and then we already know that she's kind of annoying. So when we were working here, like it was later at night, we heard. The door was kind of cracked open because we had just painted the side of the door, so we had to leave it open because it needs to dry before we close it. But me and Priscilla only willingly heard it like, wow, or what was it?
Dude, I think it was.
It was really just like a whispered wow, like it sounded like an old woman.
Yeah, so we look outside.
I have like quite a bit of anxiety with like people. So every time I hear like a voice, someone's trying to talk to us, I leave because I don't like to talk to people.
I was telling them to be quiet because maybe they were talking too loud.
Yeah, so I called Dad. I was like, "Hey, Dad, go to the door." So I like moved out the way. I pushed Denise out the way because I was trying to run away. And I was like, "Dad, go to the door. The old woman's there."
No, I was confused because I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, then Priscilla was like, "No one's there," and I was like, "No way, bro! Don't say that."
So I looked at the people. There was no one there.
Yeah, their door was closed. They usually have the door open if they're out there. But it was closed.
It was like a ghost. It was a ghost that was there that was just like, wow, these guys are some really good painters. I just, wish I was alive to just tell them how good of a job they did. But yeah, I like this. Like, that's, you know you're good when a ghost is complimenting you guys on your job.
God,
So
Denise is always scared, so she freaking started running towards me. She was like,
Dude, they're like, I heard a voice. And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm running.
bro, and I got scared because I was only scared because I thought it was literally just an old woman trying to talk. But to hear, like, me and Priscilla only heard it. Denise didn't hear it.
She was right
I was
by
like,
the
what
door,
are you
too.
guys talking about? I was like,
Me and
I
him were
hadn't-
close.
Yeah,
close
they
to
were
the door.
right in front of the door. They didn't hear it. Me and Priscilla looked at each other like, hey, the old lady's there.
Mhm.
So we were the only ones that heard it. I freaked out because I thought it was an old woman, but apparently it was not. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
we
was.
were trying to like make noises around to see something else.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Was
we're-
They
that
were so
like it?
confused because they both heard the same thing. Which
Yeah,
was,
they
wow.
they pulled a Ghost Adventures debunked series.
Yeah, so they always try to debunk it, and I always do too, because sometimes I don't like to think that everything's a ghost. You always have to try to see what it is. So I was shuffling things around, I was moving, stepping weirdly, try to see if anything sounded like that, but I couldn't find anything. It was weird. And
yeah,
that was literally a few days ago, so that was the closest we've been to like a ghost, I guess, in a while.
I think that's all the experiences we have.
I mean, hopefully hopefully and not hopefully we'll catch something in the 2 hotels that we rented.
I really want to because I'm the biggest pussy if you ever met me, and I'm about to stay in the room by myself. I'm still keeping that promise. I'm doing it no matter what. So hopefully at least I get to experience something. But only time will tell.
I mean, I think we'll just leave it off at that.
Yeah.
That's just kind of our stories that we shared.
it was
The
scary.
audio, I'm almost guaranteed it's gonna be horrible, but
Oh, it was okay. It was cool.
but as always, we are 4 souls.
Cuatro almas.
Pinapishan.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's dang.
Oh,
The evil house. Oh yeah, that house looks scary. That looks like a scary house. I'm like, yeah, that house looks like it's something that went down and like nobody knows what. But anyways, yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't think. Oh, I think my Xbox is haunted because there's at times where I'll just sit there. I won't be near it. There's nothing in front of it. There's nothing that can trigger it to turn on. But it's more so annoying to me. Like if it is a ghost, I'm like, can you stop? Like waiting until I lay down and I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and then that's when my Xbox decides to turn on. Like at first I'm like, yo, what is that all about and things, and then all of like now I'm all like, okay, like I'm seriously going to get some like specialized goggles and I'm gonna punch you in your face next time you turn my Xbox on and wait till I go to sleep. I'm like, stop doing that, dang man. I'm like, let me go to sleep, all right. But anyways, yeah, I'll just be sitting down just chilling and things. And there's been times I've been recording videos like it's not turning on now, but it was like as soon as I put it on blast. But no, there'll just be at times where I was like just be sitting down, just watching TV or watching a YouTube video. All of a sudden I just hear like that chime noise go off. Look, controller is lighting up, Xbox is lighting up, and I'm like, really, bro? You're gonna wait till I get comfortable and then that's when you're gonna decide to turn my Xbox? Can you at least do it while I'm like walking around or if I'm like near it and things? Like, stop doing that while I'm like laying down. I'm like, bro, they like that ghost is like straight up trolling me. But anyways, no, that was a creepy, but it was a good video to just hear their past experiences. My reaction is just double the time of this video, but no, it's still a good video. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to 4 Souls. Like they were saying, they're gonna do this like haunted like hotel thing, so definitely stay tuned for those videos. And I would have went along, but because of this pandemic and things, we all got to practice social distancing. So probably next year. Well, I'm going to see how it goes with them and things by themselves. But yeah, I'm like, if I don't know. I'm just going to see how that goes down. But anyways, go subscribe to 4 Souls. Once again, congrats to you guys for hitting 100 subs. Like and subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and peace.